Let's see who we got on board. Our friend Celestial Signs. She'll always be Selena to me. How are you, Selena? Hello, Yogi Eric. Hey, everyone. William says, so Yogi in channel. Hey, William. William says, you do not know if I will be staying long in this live either. Was having a good nap, but wanted to say hi. I appreciate it, William. And you know what? You never have to interrupt a good nap to come by and say hi. William says, Yogi said again. I hope everything is well for you, Yogi. Thank you, William. I was telling this story on the earlier live stream. I have a strained left glute. That's right. I have strained my butt muscle. Running away from a goose. Running away from geese. Running through geese. I wasn't afraid of them. All right, I was a little bit afraid of them. True story. William says, Cat and Jack. Cat here? I didn't see Cat. Oh, William says, when is the next Cat and Jack code live stream? I believe it's going to be Thursday. But if she would like, I don't know if she's here. I don't know if she is in hearing distance. If she would like to pop up spontaneously and hang out, I'm all for it. I always enjoy hanging out with Kat. I always enjoy hanging out with all of you guys. You want to come up and say hi, William? Hey, MK. Hey, Sebastian. Selena says, love a good nap. I miss doing yoga nidra, which is yogic napping, yogic sleeping. I need to get back to it. This is a surprise. This is a big surprise. This is proof right here that sometimes you just need to ask, see what happens. Although we're waiting for it to happen now. Let's see. We're so close. William says, great, was having a solid nap for this. William says, so that is how that works. I strained my left glute. Hey, Mary. Mary says, hey, chat. Here's the story. One, warm up. I always warm up. I start my day warming up. I start my day with a warm up breath work. My very first thing afterwards is sitting in a yogic posture for a meditation. Then I do a full 20 to 30 minutes of a full yoga asana session. Then I do joint mobility. Then I warm up for my workout, work out. And that's all before, all takes place before 6 o'clock in the morning. But I was, out on my walk. I was looking for beavers. I found one beaver. Perfect. It all worked out perfectly, except for the glute. I was hemmed in by a goose family with baby geese. You ever been near a goose family with baby geese? They're protective, as they should be. And there was about a space this big, and I thought I could weave through very gently and maybe not get pecked to death. But I heard a hissing behind me, and I knew I was about to get stricken, pecked. So I basically sprinted from like a dead, slow walk to a full sprint. And I felt something tight and then tighten again right in my glute. And it's been almost numb ever since. I'll get by. My workout will help. I did more yoga afterwards. Took another couple walks. It's a curse of the geese. Hey, Vern. Nice to see you, my friend. Michael says, hey there, Selena. Hey, Michael. William says, "Well, Eric, I hope your buttocks has a speedy recovery." Well, thank you. One of the oddest things ever uttered in the entirety of um, my live streams. But hey, that's what happened. Where it says, "Are you going to try taping a potato to it again?" Uh, Mary says, "You broke your butt." I did break my butt. Geese can be very aggressive. This time of year, they can be very aggressive. Um, yes, I broke my, well, I broke half my butt. I broke my left butt. Um, but, to be fair, it's because I had several hard workouts in a row, and then I did 200 burpees with the Burpee Reaper on Saturday. I haven't done that many burpees in a long time, and it was after a hard workout, and it was the day after a harder workout, and I'm 60 years old. You know, perfect storm. Just one cheek or the whole booty. Just one, just the left. From the upper hamstring. I should have let off. I should have just said hamstring, but it's from the upper all the way up to the top. Michael says, "Hey Yogi, I'm celebrating 100th video. Well, in the morning at 10:30 with relaxing horror. That is 9:30. I should be finished my workout. I should be sitting here in front of the computer. I should be, and I have every intention of hanging out with Michael. Awesome. Well done, Michael. Selena says, "Yo, Garrick, darn geese. They must have seen something they liked." Hey, don't think that you're not partially to blame for this, Selena, because I was determined. I know that you love beavers as much as I do, and I was determined to get a beaver shot that you would enjoy. So I could have taken a different route. This is where everything worked out perfectly. Um, I had to reroute. How do you feel about obtaining the title of Soul Sherpa, Eric? I like that name. I like that name. I like carrying heavy stuff, and I like mountains. It has a lot of qualities that I like there, Michael. Uh, let's see. Michael says would have gotten there sooner if it wasn't such a perfectionist. It's good to be a perfectionist. Uh, Sina says yes. I love beavers. Beaver magic. So it was all for you. I have strained a glute. Hey, Selena, has any guy ever strained a glute just for you before? Answer that. Um, hey, Sniper. Mary says, so you wanted to take a beaver shot that we would enjoy. Yes. I sacrificed the glute. I sacrificed the glute for you guys. Shirley says, I just caught up with a young man from the UK that is vulnerable in the way that Nick is, and he's been horribly bullied in the YouTube world. I am afraid for Nick. Well, Shirley, we will do everything we can to have Nick's back. No one can no one can be there 24/7. No one can ever, unfortunately, keep anyone 100%. But we'll overwhelm the place with love. That if there's any bullying at all, we will negate it with love. Uh, Surely, I promise you that we will negate any bullying with love. Selena says, Yogi Eric, no man has never dared strain a glute before. I'm the first. I am the first. So had I not braved um, the geese and then taken a detour because I was limping a bit around another, which added to my time a bit, had I not been sort of re-navigated by some runners who were making a bit noise, taking me on a different side of the pond where I've only seen a beaver once, and that was a while back. Um, had I not heard a splash, had I not stopped to film a duck, thinking the splash was a duck and that I might catch a duck waddling in the water. I like ducks when they waddle. I like ducks, period. Had any of those things, had I not stopped to send a text to Selena, telling that I would talk to her in a little bit, had none of that stuff happened, I would have missed a very beautiful shot of a beaver crossing the pond, straight across the pond, with a big stick, branches coming off of it, in his mouth. Everything had to work out just the way it did, including the strange glute, and it was worth it. Shirley says, thank you, Yogi, and every single one of you. Hey, Shirley, we have Nick's back, we have your back. Hey, years and years ago, I wanted to start a YouTube channel to um, read my poetry, read the stuff that I was writing at the time. And my stepdaughter, very sensitive soul, said, please don't. I would worry about you. People would be mean to you. People would make fun of your writing. People would make fun of the way you talk. People would make fun of you wearing glasses. People would make fun of you for being bald. They would just make fun of you because that's what some people do. So I didn't start a channel. But years later, I sort of inadvertently did. And you know what? Yeah, some people come in. Almost every morning, I have someone come in who does. That's their mission. But overwhelmingly, look at the place I got here. Look at you guys. If I could have you guys look in the mirror and see you the way I see you, guys, you would never ever feel bad about yourselves ever again. It would be an impossibility for any single one of you to feel bad about yourself. Surely, if Nick could see himself, Nick does see himself the way you see him, the way I see him in his channel. I think Nick is going to be okay because he knows he's loved. You have so much love, Shirley. I can feel your love for Nick when you talk about him. It's palatable. I mean, I could literally hold it in my hands. It's so thick. Nick is going to be okay because even if someone's bullied, when they have that kind of love in their corner, then they're okay. Hey, Nature Guy. Nature Guy, I got to bring up your channel. We got to do a check-in. I'm almost positive everyone here is subscribed to you. If not, please do. Nature Guy has 168 subscribers. Listen to this. Hello and welcome to our channel. We're so glad you found us. I have many experiences through life, and it's not always a walk in the park, but it can be here. Nature is my passion. I love that play on words, by the way. It can be here because Nature Guy. Nature is my passion. I've learned many things and I'm still learning every day. Come learn with us. Join us in the journey of personal growth, physical fitness, as well as mental health advantages of nature and serenity. Come laugh with us as we make memories and friends along the way. Come laugh, relax, and grow. With us, we're honored to have you part of our community of like-minded individuals. We hope you will come to call this home. The reason I want to read that because we were talking about bullies. There are bullies on YouTube, and there's also people like a Nature Guy. Nature Guy is the anti-bully. He's the guy with the heart. He's the guy that has your back. He's a guy who is on a mission just to put out loving content. So that gives me hope. Gives me hope. Everything's going to be okay. Shirley says the bullied young man's mom did a video with him. And she is a warrior mom. I got lessons from her. I got a lesson from her. No doubt you are too, Shirley. And as I mentioned, for me, you're just overwhelmingly full of love. That's going to shield Nick. Selena says, sending you love and prayers, Nick. Thank you, Selena. Mary said hated Reinhardt's cool peas. See, it says squirrel. One is big time God event. One is witty bitty, everyday stuff. MK says they get very protective if we see someone getting bullied. No doubt. Sniper says surely the love bomb is activated for 3-second fuse. Nature guy says thank you. You're welcome, my friend. You know, it's ironic. I was always bullied my whole life, and I'm the total opposite of that. Because you got a good heart, nature guy. So I was considering this morning. We got a guy that shows up not every day, but probably the majority days of the week. His sole purpose to show up is to attempt to make a 60-year-old man whose only wish is to create a place of kindness on YouTube. And his sole purpose showing up is to try to make that person feel bad. Me. His sole wish is to try to make me feel bad. He does not make me feel bad for me, but he does succeed. I feel bad for someone who has nothing better, nothing worthwhile going on in his life. Then they want to do that. Then they get something. They feel they get something. They need something of trying to make someone else feel bad. Can you imagine someone who is happy and in a loving relationship doing something like that? I think it's probably an impossibility. So there's a lot of hurt going on. Course in Miracles says that there's either the extension of love, people are either extending love, or there's a cry for help. And this is certainly a cry for help. If someone wasn't deeply alone inside, I mean, could you imagine being with someone and saying, hey, what'd you do today? And they said, you know what? I went to a YouTube channel because there's a guy, 6-year-old guy, who always talks about love and forgiveness. He's a vegan for ethical reasons. And I really did my best to make him feel better about himself. And that person's partner is saying, did it work? And he said, no. Everyone in the chat, they were just kind to me. But I'm going to show up again tomorrow and try. So there's some brokenness going on there. There's a little bit of brokenness. With that in mind, double down on the love. See what we can do. Cypher says, Mary Gigs, love me duckies. Love them duckies. Mary Gigs, love them duckies. I thought you were saying that you love yourself some duckies, as I do too. I was bullied as well, nature guy. I was bullied by teachers. And my teachers were nuns, and my mom taught at the same school. My mom was not a nun, by the way. Abigail says, love you guys. We love you too, Abigail. Thank you. Abigail says, I'm sending prayers for everyone. Thank you, Abigail. Abigail says she's doing amazing. Nice. Reinhardt says, I love to pray. I always pray. I do too. My prayers have changed. My prayers have changed quite a bit over the years. Now it's mainly one of surrender. I did my own video of this. Hey, Mary, you'll be proud of me. I used 2 hashtags. I was so close to not using any. I panicked at the end, but I only used 2. So it's Squirrel Week. Sebastian says I'm more open and honest. I'm more open here and honest. Sebastian, I'm glad you can be yourself here. Duck Week in the car. That gives me all the more reason to spend more time driving with Mary. as if I needed more reasons. But hey, let's say I could say that I'm there for Mary. I stayed longer for the ducks, or I could say that I'm there for the ducks and I stayed longer for Mary. Both work. Abigail says, I feel blessed with you guys. I feel blessed with you too. Abigail, thank you. You triggered off literally a love storm for all of us last night. It was all your start, Abigail. Nancy guys says, the way I see it, it's just as easy to spread love as it is to spread hate. Actually, easier, I think. And just as easy to be kind as it is to try to make others feel bad. So why would you choose the latter? And another thing, no one ever feels good about themselves making someone feel bad. Never. Doesn't mean that you might not get a sense of sort of mean-spirited self-satisfaction, but that's not the same as feeling good, because it dies, and you feel empty, you feel hollow. Let's see. Semper says to Selena, I'm going to incorporate it at work, using it when planting trees. Oh, nice. I like that. For the best water source and where the tree would like to go. Man, I absolutely love that last part. Abby says, thank you so much. Yeah, so Reinhard, lately my prayers have been lesson 25 in A Course in Miracles says, I don't know what anything is for. I do not know what anything is for. And it's taken me a long time, hey Kay, to fully realize that and turn it into a prayer. I do not know what anything is for, meaning my entire life I have been searching for things, thinking that I understand what they're for, but only in the sense of how they serve the ego. And now the big prayer is, show me. I do not know what anything is for, but the Holy Spirit, but love, but God, but Krishna, but Brahma knows exactly what something is for. It's always for kindness. It's always for the service of love. So show me. That's my prayer lately, is show me. Show me, show me, show me. And I'm willing to be patient. I'm willing to wait. I haven't always been willing to wait. I've been very forceful in a lot of things in my life. And I don't mean that in like in a pushy way, but meaning that I put my head down and I just pull my way through. I will get this, I will get this, I will get this. Only to find out, you know what? It didn't bring me happiness. It's a great book, Power versus Force. I've lived a life of force. And again, I don't mean it to sound like I've ever tried to force anyone else. It means like I force my body to do things. I force my mind to do things. I force myself in difficult yoga poses, to run extreme long distances, to lift heavier weights. I've forced and forced and forced. I try to force my way through writing, never worked. I try to force my way in the early days of meditation, never worked. But power is surrender, because power never comes from the ego. The ego only understands force. Power is the universe itself. Power is what makes the sun come up. Power is what makes the moon exert gravitational force upon the tides. Power is what makes the heart beat. And it is us. That's how powerful we are, guys. We are that same intelligence that is causing the lungs to expand with air and the heart to beat, the spleen to do whatever spleens actually do. Okay, it's really nice to see you, my friend. Let's see. Nature Guy says a little bit Mary's been doing, showing us cool birds and mailboxes and cars and things she's discovering while driving around. Yes, and you know what? I highly recommend subscribing. I was gifted with a membership for Mary, and when that is done, I will extend the membership because she is teaching some great YouTube stuff. Abigail says, I love you, Mary. You know what? I'm going to second that. I love you too, Mary. I love Abigail too. Okay, so I hope everyone is. Sorry, guys. There she is, Cat and Jack. I was just about to read Kay's statement and everything shifted. Oh, I hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you, Kay. I hope you are too. Let me dive in. I'm going to catch up with you guys. Shirley says, "Oh, Yogi, but wait a minute. All the way down on the bottom, I saw Cat and Jack, and man, there's no way, I'm not going to stop everything and say hi to Cat and Jack. Hi, Cat." Shirley says, "Oh, Yogi, I figured out why the hawk was sitting on my fence. We have organic carrots on the side. Oh, so Lassie can't bother them. That's a bunny buffet for hawks. Any advice, please?" Man, I got to think about that. Let me look into that, Shirley. There are things to scare hawks away. Abigail had chicken. I will get back to you on that. I wish I had an answer off, but I don't want to misguide you. Sophie says, or muscles needed to frown. So relax, smile, and turn that frown upside down. Absolutely. Abigail says, collection of rubber ducks. Nice. I love ducks. I would even get a duck tattoo. I'd also get a turtle tattoo, a frog tattoo, a fox tattoo, and possibly a beaver tattoo. Nature Guy says, making other people happy and helping others is what makes me truly feel happy. And that's the wonderful thing about YouTube. That's what we can do on YouTube. You guys can be a force. Nature Guy, you can be a force of good in the world just on your YouTube channel. And I know that's what you have in mind. Toy Pups and I talked about that today. We talked about you, by the way, the wonderful stuff that you're doing, and the fact that your values, your ethics, your kindness, it's aligned with your channel. See, it says, Yogi Eric, that's true. People who are intentionally mean to others end up empty and hollow inside. Yes. And they somehow hope that by continuing with that meanness, uh, they substitute that um, smug satisfaction, that mean spirited um, feeling. They substitute that for love. And obviously, we know love has no substitution. Nature says making a positive difference in someone's life is so rewarding. It is. It is. Hey, Nature Guy, never doubt that you are on point. And if you ever do have a doubt that you're on point, come into the live stream and I'll remind you. And Cat and Jack will remind you, and Toy Pups will continuously remind you. Selena will remind you. Sniper will remind you. Mary will remind you. All of us. Thank you, Abigail. Abigail says good luck. Selena says, you know what? I would also get a bunny tattoo. And it would be a bunny. Surely bunny buffet for hawks, no poor bunnies. Yeah, I'm protective of bunnies, very protective of ducks. Geese can fend for themselves. Not that I don't like geese. Not that I'm holding a grudge against geese. Cat says, good morning. I've been waiting for this one. Good morning. I mean, hello, friends. I'll give you three guesses what I've been doing. First two don't count. Cat was napping and napping and napping. Those are my three guesses. Awesome question, Selena. Garrick, do you think you inherited perseverance and forcing yourself into doing things from your parents, or you developed it, or both? Probably both. I honestly like the feeling of exertion, of using my body as an instrument to get me places and do stuff. But for a long time, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. There's actually a deep study into the Tao Te Ching that started me thinking differently. I actually wrote a book, available on Amazon, by the way, uh, The Tao of Distance, um, where I use sort of a lyrical interpretation, not a, yeah, lyrical interpretation of the Tao Te Ching for distance runners and distant walkers, people who like traveling great distance by foot. The Tao, there's no competition. Even if you are like competing against someone, there's no competition because you want the best from someone, knowing that it brings out the best in you. Cooperation. Co-op. How are you, Kat? Hey, little T. Cecily, I'm doing good. Abigail says, I love you guys. We love you too, Abigail. And you definitely make us happy. That's what I was thinking, Sniper. Fake owls can sometimes uh, defrother birds, including small birds of prey, like hawk. Birds are intelligent creatures. They quickly learn the fake ones. Fake owls doesn't move or hunt. Ah, so it only works for a short while. Nature says some people think the way to build themselves up is knocking other people down, which is completely wrong. But that's their logic. But doesn't that break your heart just a little bit when someone is that confused and you start to see that it really is a plea for help? If you're giving that much thought throughout the day. Mary says, have to get back to work. I'm going to leave you running. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for all your tips. Been a big help. I much appreciate it. Hey, Martine. Nice to see you. Hello, Yogi. Just popped in to give you a thumbs up. Much appreciated, my friend. I hope all is well with you. Uh, I hope things are going smooth. I know I know things are still, let's just say I know things are still going on. Shirley says, Sniper, I'm going to order Fake Al until I read your whole post. Thank you, and I'll stand by. Oh, she was going to. Sniper says, a bunny in the shape of a Playboy. Um, I wasn't thinking that one. I was thinking maybe Harvey. If you guys remember Harvey, I know some of you do. MK says, hugs, all hugs to you, MK. Mary says, if they get to be too much, you never get to be too much. You're coming from such an awesome place of love. Mary, I appreciate you so much. Nope, not even close. Man, someone like you, Mary, coming from such a deep place of love, it can't be overdone. Abigail says, I'm sending prayers for everyone. Thank you, Abigail. Right back to you. Kat says, Harvey, I love Harvey. Love it. Pivotal movie for me. For one, I love Jimmy Stewart. Hey, Kat, William was asking when the next Cat and Yogi show was. And he did say exactly Cat and Yogi. Um, and I said, according to plans, Thursday. That cat's leaving for vacation tomorrow. Let's see. Martine says, not going as smooth as we would like, but thank you for asking, Yogi. Hey, Martine, you've been in my prayers, my friend. You and your family have been in my prayers. Abigail says, my favorite princess. Hey, Rebecca. Selena says, hey, Rebecca, how's the tea situation? Kat says, stop it. Jimmy Stewart is my fave. You know that, don't you? I did not know that, but I absolutely love everything Jimmy Stewart ever did. I will, even if it's just for a few minutes, Christmas season. I'm not a huge Christmas person, by the way, but I will stop on my track to watch It's a Wonderful Life. And yes, I still get misty-eyed. Misty-eyed. But Jimmy Stewart, I was really sad when Jimmy Stewart passed away because he was one of those people you just thought should be granted should be granted the right to stay in our lives forever. Chris says, or I'm saying, cat number two says, "Oh my God, one of my favorite Christmas gifts was tickets to the theater to see It's a Wonderful Life. I love It's a Wonderful Life." See, it says, "It's a Wonderful Life" is a classic, cat. It certainly is. Abigail says, "I vote for you, Sebastian." Yeah, virtually every movie. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Versatile actor, very quiet man too. Served nobly. I forget how many missions he flew in World War II. Never talked about it when he got home. Abigail said hi. Sebastian says he's rude and naughty and knows best. Ortiz says, thank you, Yogi, for prayers. Your prayers help, my friend. Hey, and whenever things get too much, feel free to send a message. Feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to talk with you. Speaking of happy to talk to people, you know, if a friend would like to pop up and say hi on the live stream, I'm always happy to talk to a friend. Selena says, Sebastian, my girl is 8, so I can imagine. Selena says, Sebastian, your son's name is Harvey. Oh, wow. Did you name him from the movie? Do you guys know the movie? Here's my story with Harvey. Harvey is a 6 foot tall, invisible talking rabbit. He's a puka. Puka is a Celtic trickster spirit, shape shifting, but in this case, prefer to take the form of a rabbit, 6 foot tall rabbit. He would go out drinking with Jimmy Stewart, very good natured person, and only Jimmy Stewart could see. But his family was concerned. You don't go out drinking with an invisible 6 foot tall rabbit without your family getting a little concerned. I'm speaking from experience here, guys. Um, and they wanted to get him committed. For a short period towards the end, Jimmy Stewart actually gave up hookah, became regular. Man, no one wants to be regular. No one should want to be regular. I think sometimes we all want to be. We would love to slip into the cracks and just become a regular person and accepted. And I was certainly thinking about that in my early teens. It's a pivotal time in everyone's life. I don't know if it's, I suspect it might be harder for uh, young girls than it is for young boys at that age to fit in. I don't know. I know I certainly didn't fit in, and I was really thinking about trying. And I was also growing up and leaving magical stuff behind. I grew up always feeling a little bit enchanted, like you could talk with nature, like uh, you could talk with animals and that they would listen and that they would respond, and there was a language that only we could hear between us. Maybe not words, but there was a language for sure. That began to die off as I really wanted to fit in. Started thinking I wanted to play sports and be on a team. I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted to um, be cool, or at least what people thought was cool. And I was sad and I was depressed as a kid and as a teenager and as a young adult. Um, but late one night, being up when I wasn't and watching a black and white TV that was in my room and I wasn't supposed to watch anything, um, I stumbled across an old movie late at night, and it was Harvey, Magical Rabbit. And I don't know why. It re enchanted me with the magic of life. Soon after that, I started reading Carlos Castaneda books on shamanism, mysticism. Um, and who knows if I'd be here talking about weird stuff if I didn't stumble across that movie. I don't know if I would. Maybe. But it certainly was a thank you so much, Selena. Selena says, Yo, Garrick, hope your butt cheek feels better soon. I hope so too. Thank you so much. You don't realize how much you use your butt until you can't use your butt as much. I'm sad to say. Fashion says, Selena, they become pressured. Everything is Nike and phones and hairstyles. It was that way when I was a kid. Of course, not phones, um, but probably less so. Definitely a little bit more of an innocent time. So you said Sebastian hasn't always been like that. I guess I'm just enjoying the stage of her life and mine too. Eight's a good age. I met my stepdaughter. She had, I think she was 8 and just about to turn 9. Hey, Kat. So it says Nikes, NFL ponies, and bomber jackets. Members only jackets for me. I mentioned members only jackets once on a live stream a long time ago, and man, did Eric Lapointe laugh at that. He doesn't realize how cool I was in my members only jacket. Had he realized how cool I was, he never would have laughed. Selena says, for me, it was the Walkman, Tamagotchi. I totally forgot Tamagotchi. Jelly bean shoes this is back in 1988. 1988, I was still stuck in 1968, meaning I was long haired and I was uh, freaky with a big beard. I was either at a dead show, looking for a dead show, or out in the woods backpacking, rock climbing, camping, causing trouble. But no, I never caused trouble. I found myself in trouble. What's up, Stuart? Yep, the wall phone. It's not a satisfaction. Hanging up on someone loudly. Nature Guy says rotary phones were literally bricks. They were. Stuart says Yogi wasn't even born. I morphed into the world. Man, Walkmans were big. What a revolution. I had a boombox. Cat says, so rude, I forgot to like the stream. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Cat, you want to come up and say hi and talk about Jimmy Stewart? Hey, Stewart, Fisherman's Lives, what do you think of Jimmy Stewart? I don't know why I'm asking you that. Hey, Adam. Adam says, so I started learning how to use my YouTube video and made my first video. All right, we're on it. I will watch you right after the live stream. Guys, excuse me, get in on the ground floor. Adam's just getting started. Adam's a good guy. He's a really good guy. He's got a good heart. The name of his first video, Hello, All You Beautiful People. What a great start. What a great way to dip your toe into the YouTube waters, Adam. Full support for me. Let's see. Selena says, Kat, are you going live after? Or was it Michael Burkeen? I can't remember. Adam says, thank you. Yogi? Kat says, Michael, I'm sure. Yep, Jimmy Stewart, the actor. Hey, Debs. Debs says hi to everyone. Debs, how are you? Stephen says, good Stewart, been working on the poem. It's going to be epic. Selena says, Adam, just connected with your new channel. Hope you go far, my friend. Fishman's Law says, I loved him in Five Goes West. Yeah, he did the voice. I forgot about that. I was a big fan of Paul Newman, too. Different eras, but Paul Newman was a really good guy. Great actor. He'd play Wiley Burke. Deb says, neck mending, learning new limits to not overdo it, but way better. Awesome. Hoping the recovery is quick, thorough, and pain-free, Debs. Yep, the voice. Stepper says the Sting. Yep, Sting. But man, so much I love about Paul Newman. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. Cool Hand Luke eating 50 hard-boiled eggs. Probably my favorite was one of his last movies, though. Nobody's Fool. Adam says Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is a timeless piece of cinematography. Agreed. Agreed. Cena says I always love Paul Newman. Not to mention, his charity, his food company, started with him and his daughter, still in place. Daughter still runs it, and 100% of the proceeds goes to children funds. Well, Deb says I met Paul at a NASCAR race. Old blue eyes, they left me speechless. Thanks, Yogi. I bet. It was just so cool. Hey, Dolly. Dolly says his eyes. The Hustler. Sue says, don't know who Paul Newman is. Yeah, you know who Paul Newman is, Stuart. You just need to like put it in a place. Just we need to mention the right movie. You never saw Cool Hand Luke? Go YouTube the clip of him eating 50 hard-boiled eggs. Man, Slapstick, the greatest hockey movie ever made, maybe one of the great sport movies ever made. Deb says him and Joan Woodward and a poodle and a camper. Yeah, and that was an epic love story between those two in Hollywood, where those type of love stories don't stay very long. Hey, Kat, I did a video of lesson 25. I didn't really, well, I mentioned it, but it wasn't like how to do the lesson type. I don't know if I'm on track with my course videos. I haven't done a lesson by lesson. I've been trying to see everything spontaneously, what comes up. You and I talk about that lesson quite a bit, Kat. And it just seems the more we talk about it, the more profound it's actually getting. And I start wondering, can I really live my life from the perspective I don't know what anything is for and surrender that not knowing to the Holy Spirit? I don't know, but I can be shown. Or am I going to always try to figure things out? So Sebastian says, I like John Candy. John Candy, Canadian treasure. One of the greatest things to come out of Canada. Eugene Levy is another one. You guys ever watch Schitt's Creek? Amazing show. Adam says, cool. I didn't know all of Paul Newman's food products for charity. Yep. From popcorn to salad dressing to pretzels and candy, all of it. Even the tea. Hey, Dan. Dan, how you doing? We're talking Jimmy Stewart and Paul Newman. Kat says, boy, I'm exhausted trying to figure things out. Me too, Kat. Me too. Here's a question. Why do you think why do you think we are? Spencer says, you mentioned this once before. I love his face at the ends of planes, trains, and automobiles as it freezes when he looks at the family. What a great actor. You know, he's a funny guy. He's the funniest guy in any movie, which is saying a lot because he was with some funny people. But how touching was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when he finally mentioned that his wife had passed away. He had no place to go, that he was homeless. Amazing. Deb says Mike Myers and the McKenzie Bros. Yep, I love the McKenzie Bros. I was a huge fan of SCTV. Sebastian says so sad and beautiful. Absolutely, absolutely. Selena says, Cat, I feel like that sometimes too. Oh yeah, Schitt's Creek is awesome. It's also a very uplifting show. They don't make a whole lot of shows like that anymore. Each episode, you saw a family grow. People would always try to get me to watch Breaking Bad. But Breaking Bad was, and I never did. I started and I couldn't get even through the first episode. It's about the de-evolution of someone. They go from seemingly being a nice guy, a high school chemistry teacher, to a hardened drug lord, killing people to maintain a way of life. Hey, toy pups. Schitt's Creek was about a rich family that lost everything, and they build themselves back up through the force of love and kindness, which wasn't their experience before. They had to learn how to do that. That says caught up in the illusion. For me, I'm learning how to arrange the patio furniture. I love that metaphor. Hey, Oscar. Oscar says, Master Yogi. Hello, everyone. Hello, Oscar. Oscar, how are you? Oops, guys, I forgot to take my supplement. Um, I gotta get some water. I will be right back. I think I'm gonna leave Oscar in charge until I get back. Oscar's kind-hearted, but I don't think he's gonna put up with anything. He's not gonna put up with any shenanigans. So, Oscar, I'm gonna be back in a minute. You're in charge. Sorry to put you on the spot. Thank you, guys. Toy Pups, how are you? So, Cat, I don't know if it's about arranging the furniture for me. I don't even know if it's about being caught up in the illusion for me. Oscar says, hey to Fishy. Um, I think it comes with, I just want to know things are going to be okay. And I sometimes wonder uh, how much more I can actually lose. And of course, I guess ultimately the answer is going to be everything, right? So it says, don't read the chat. I trust Oscar. I have complete faith that Oscar, he set things right. Oscar says, all right, guys, 10 burpees until the Master Yogi is back. You see that? I know. Oscar, tight ship. Cat says, don't think anyone has been sleeping right lately. Oscar's missing sleep. He's got a newborn. Sorry, my cat's insistent. Hey, Dolly, save the shenanigans for Dolly's channel. Exactly. Oscar says, Cecil, that's what I'm doing now. I'm breastfeeding while my wife is. Cecil says, I don't rearrange furniture, but the house is never cleaner than when I'm annoyed. Hey, Emma. Emma Brown, it's nice to see you, my friend. Our young rock star friend, Emma Brown's here. We get some love spam from Toy Pups. Stuart says, I can do burpees. Stuart did burpees with me. We did 20 burpees together. We arranged furniture to make me feel better, but I can't hear and I miss it. So she says, I'm manifesting, I'm doing a burpee in my mind, Oscar. What do you want? Sorry, talking to my cat. Deb says, burpees are a company that makes seeds. Yes, I didn't know that until the last couple years. Sebastian says, I'm not the best cleaner. I just do obvious bits. I'm with you on that. I let a lot of stuff go after my dad died. I'm sad to say. Emma says, I'm still going through a lot of pain and suffering and anxiety and depression. I'm sorry, Emma. Hey, Emma, you want to try something kind of strange? We can all do it together. Deb says, oh, Emma, I'm so sorry. Dolly says, Emma's sending love. Thank you, Dolly. Each you guys says, just the way my brain works. Let's feel. Who says, Emma, you should have visited his live stream. Each you guys says, I'm sorry, Emma. Oscar says, something strange for a little change. I'm down. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some somatic practice. Emma says, no, it's okay. I'm just crying. All right, for those who might want to do it. Ceci says, Emma. Ceci says, Selena, how yummy that sounds. Emma says, I have a lot of monsters and demons in my head. Emma says, yes, what? All right. You know, Emma, a lot of us, many of us, maybe even all of us, do have monsters and demons in the head. That's a good place for them. You know that? Because if they're created in the head, that means that we can let go of them in our head too. If they've been created in the head, they're not real. They are based on thoughts. And that means we can choose different thoughts. We can have non demon, non monster thoughts. We can have thoughts that literally evaporate demons and monsters with love. Love trumps everything. You know, there's a book that I study, literally study, make it my life. And Kat and Jack studies it as well. And she has made it her life. I'm really proud and happy to call Kat my Course in Miracles partner, co-teacher. She's the head teacher, by the way. Um, and there's a great line that says, "Only love is real. Only love is real. Fear doesn't exist, not for real." So whenever you have a fearful thought, whenever you have a demon, whenever you have a monster, you can let it go. You can choose love, and you can say, "This isn't real. It seems real. It feels real, but it's not. Only love is real." And you can love yourself through those experiences, how you feel now. And when you doubt that, show up in the morning, Cat and Jack's live stream, and she'll remind you. You want to know something? Sometimes I'm afraid. Sometimes I feel alone. I show up in the morning, Cat and Jack, just by listening to her, uh, she shows me that I'm not. She'll do the same for you. I know she already does. So here's what we're going to do, Emma. We are going to start out breathing on our thumb. Very weird. We're going to put our thumbs up. We're going to breathe in through the nose, and we're going to gently blow on our thumb. For this to work, you actually have to do it. You don't have to think about anything. You don't even have to think, is this going to work? Just breathe in. Do that for like 1 or 2 minutes. Very soft. Note how the breath feels against the thumb. Just be very mindful. You blowing on your thumb? You can do distance and then bring it closer. Now, when we're done breathing on the thumb, we're going to put our hands on our arms. We're going to ground ourselves. Move your arms back and forth. Let your body tell you that everything's okay. Let your body tell you that you can love yourself, that you are calm. Do one arm at a time. Become friends with your body. Become friends with where you are. Bring your hands together. We're going to slide them. For these to work, you got to try them. Hand skating, this is called hand skating. Very soothing. Do this just about every day. Dolly says, I did this at the hospital today and it works. Thank you, Yogi. You're welcome. It does work. All right. Hand on the heart center. Circles. Here's the thing. For something to change, you got to do something different. You got to move differently. Have you tried these, Emma? Here's the thing. Here's the last thing we're going to do. Last thing we're going to do. Cup your hands. Put them over your face, over your eyes, and say, I love myself. I'm safe. Go into a prayer position. I am safe. I love myself. So, for things to be different, we need to do something different. We need to come home to our bodies. The mind races, we overthink, and we can start to slow the thoughts down. But one of the big things, you don't have to believe your thoughts, Emma. You don't have to believe what you're thinking. And when you stop believing everything you think, then you could start introducing other thoughts. What if you entered every time you caught yourself overthinking, every once in a while, just when you catch yourself, just when you catch yourself, if you enter another thought, but I love myself. So you're having all these thoughts, they're racing through your head, and you notice I'm having all these thoughts and I can't stop them, but I love myself. That one sentence, but I love myself. But is a great interjector. It interjects. You ever been in a debate or an argument with someone and you lay out a great point and they go, but stops everything. So you have all kinds, hey, Marie, all these thoughts are racing. And whenever you notice, you don't have to do it all the time, just whenever you notice, but I love myself. Dolly says, Emma, yogi is helping you, but maybe you need professional help and you need to dial someone for help. Yep, we can provide friendship and company. Uh, Friendship and company, Emma. But nothing beats professional help. The great thing with any thought that we have is we can question it. Any thought we could say, is it true? Doubt can be a great thing. So you're having thoughts of anxiety. But is every one of those thoughts about anxiety true? I'm not asking if you think it's true. Is it true? Is it true right now? Every thought of anxiety is based upon what might happen. And what might happen can never be true. Because guess what? It might not happen. There's probably just the likelihood of it not happening as there is happening. Greater. So if it's not true, how would you feel if you knew it wasn't true? And again, anxiety is about not what's happening, it's about what we think is going to happen. Dolly says, thank you, Sebastian. So yeah, we're not professionals, but Emma, we love you. And maybe just hanging out, thoughts can begin to slow down a little bit. Maybe by doing some of the practices, they really work. If you were to blow on your thumb 3 minutes, very gently, the thoughts would start to slow down. You'd be a little more at ease. Actually, it really works. And you can also interrupt your thinking pattern. Some people do this to help sleep. Kat said she did this to help some of her thoughts. It's called cognitive shuffling. So, Emma, you would let a word come to you random, whatever word, doesn't matter what it is. You don't want one that's like really emotionally charged, so you want to have it random. And then take the first letter of that word and think for about 10 seconds. Think of whatever word begins with that first letter. So I'm going to take the word possum. I don't know why. Possum actually starts with an O. Why we don't say opossum, I don't know. Maybe we should start doing that now. Just doesn't ring right though, opossum. It's like I'm offering a salutation to a possum, which is fine because you know what? Possums deserve salutations. They are noble animals. They actually eat a lot of bugs that infect and make people sick. Um, anyway, it begins with an L. So I take that first letter, L, and I start thinking briefly, L, Oscar, otter, onion, on, Oingo Boingo. This is a thing. Oingo Boingo is a group from the 1980s. I bet you Deb remembers Oingo Boingo. Um, and just picture briefly each thing. So when I say otter, I picture an otter. P is the second letter in possum. So I start thinking words that begin with P. Peep, peach, peak, both kind of peaks. Perch for my fishing friends. And you go all the way through each one until you get to the end. Pick another word. As you're thinking that, you won't be thinking about other stuff. If you do, you come right back. It actually becomes a form of meditation. Emma says, and I can't figure me out. I can understand that, Emma. Emma, I'm actually 60 years old. In young people years, that's 120. Um, and I'm just now starting to figure things out. Selena says, Oingo Boingo, laughing. I know them. Whatever happened to Oingo Boingo? Emma says, but my monsters and demons want me dead. Crying, I'm so sorry. It's okay that you're crying. Hey, guess what, Emma? They don't really want you dead. Do you know why? Because if that were to happen, the monsters and demons would no longer exist. They just want you to think that. It's all based on thoughts, Emma. All you have to do, don't believe them. Don't believe them. If you can remember that thought, but I love myself, and only love is real. Only love is real, Emma. Nature Guy says, Emma, I know how you feel. Only love is real. I remind myself that often, very often. We're going to wrap things up in just a little bit. Hey, Cheyenne, thank you so much for the jewels. How is everything? Selena says, Emma, it's okay. I'm still figuring out. No one knows what the heck they're doing except Yogi Eric. You might want to say, except maybe, and only some of the times, maybe even very rarely. It's okay to, you know what? It's okay to stumble around. Nature Guy says, I'm not much help. A Nature Guy. Unfortunately, because I'm struggling with the same thing, but I can offer love and support. Hey, you know what, though? That's a huge help. To let someone know that you're going through the same thing is a huge help because it means, guess what? Emma, you're not alone. You're not alone. And Nature Guy is literally changing his life around to be a force of positivity, a force of good, and a force of love. And he's doing it. If one person can do it, everyone can do it. Adam says, the noble garbage man of the wilderness. Who is the noble garbage man of the wilderness? Oh, possums. You're right about that. I totally forgot that I said possums. Adam says, Danny Elfman is the soundtrack king. Now lead singer Oingo Boingo. Isn't Danny Elfman, doesn't he do The Simpsons? A voice on The Simpsons? Sebastian says, Yogi, your true friend, sir. Thank you, Sebastian. As are you. I mentioned before, I try to mention often, Sebastian, how much I appreciate your presence on my live streams, on our live streams. Let's see. Dolly says, Emma, I'm still trying to figure stuff out. I struggle every day. Yogi has been helping me greatly. Thank you, Dolly. Hey, you know what? Live streams like Cat and Jack's, live streams like Dolly's, um, they make a big difference. They provide a healing space. Selena says, love is real. Yogi Eric is real. Keep coming back here, Emma. Definitely keep coming back. Keep hanging out with Kat. Selena says, I agree, Dolly. Yogi Eric has helped me a lot with forgiveness in ways he doesn't even know. Thank you, Selena. Selena, you're, man, chatting with you this morning. For one, it's not often I get to have a phone conversation with someone in Australia. Um, but it was just, this isn't a word I use often. It was absolutely delightful, our conversation. It was meaningful, it was profound, it was funny. Thank you. Emma says, I know sometimes I just feel like I'm helpless, and that's okay, but you're not. None of us are. It's never hopeless. It certainly feels that way. But you know what? The sun always, always comes up. Always. There's always plenty of air to breathe. There's always hope. There will always be someone. There will always be one of us. There will always be a Dolly. There'll always be a Sebastian and a nature guy. There's always going to be a toy pups. There's always going to be Cat waiting for you in the morning. It's always going to be one of us here. And no, we're not trained professionals, but we're trained friends, meaning that we'll just show up. We'll be there for you. Abigail says, Happy Memorial Day weekend. Is that this weekend? Wow. Summer kicks off. Uh, Cena says, Yo, Garrick, you were the delight. I was just there. No, it was talking with you. Nature Guy says, just remember, in order to find a rainbow, there will always be rain. Well said, Nature Guy. Bessie says, you have Abigail. I wish I could paint like you. Such a gift. Agreed. Cena says, in fact, you're all delightful. Um, and the more I get to know people, the more I appreciate you all. Abigail says, she's number one. You certainly are. You worked for it, Abigail. Emma says, I just feel like I'm being judged and ignored by everyone. Well, hey, Emma, guess what? You just had um, everyone in the chat turn some attention on you to tell you that you're loved. It's pretty important. You know why they did it? They didn't do it because you were feeling bad. They didn't do it because you were afraid. That's not the only reason. They did it because you're Emma Brown, the rock star. You know, guys know. Some of you guys might not know. Emma Brown is a rock star in training. Going to start a band. Kat says, "Hey Yogi, thank you for always being there. I love you so much." Kat, I love you too. And like I said, you're You just give a great presence. Just knowing that there is a cat in the world, um, just knowing there's a cat in the world makes everything better. Adam says, "Yeah, Emma, I think this is a great space for you. A lot of kind, wise people I found here. And sometimes it's just good to have friends, laugh, and a joke, and to support your dreams as a rock star. And we do, Emma. We support your rock star dreams." Emma says, "Adam, I'm crying." And Adam says, "Let it float, sister. The rain always stops." This is true. Abigail says, "I'm a princess." You are. You're also number one princess. You got a crown. Phoenix says, "Abigail, I love you." Adam says, "We will say, Emma, what you're looking for is within you." Wise words. Let's see. Emma says, "Adam, I'm so sorry for feeling this way." You never have to apologize for that, Emma. It's okay. It really is okay. Selena says, "I took that comment back because it might be interpreted the wrong way." Say whatever you need to say, Emma. Thank you so much, Dolly. Dolly says, "The light is inside of you. Be the light that others seek." Absolutely. Love leads us because we are all individually, just you. Emma says, "I understand that." Nature Guy says, "Emma, never go sorry for how you feel." And, oops, I dropped something. Hey, Emma, you switched your profile picture back. Nice. Hey, guys, make sure you reach out and subscribe to Adam. I'm about to shut things down and go to bed. Before I do, I'm going to check out Adam. Brand new video. Wonderful title. Hey, Empire. Empire says so, guys. Emma says, "I did. Do I look very beautiful?" All right, guys, I got to go to bed. I got a big workout tomorrow with a broken glute. Wish me luck. It's got to be done, though. Dundee says, "Hi, Empire." And yes, I have a broken, well, strained. It's not broken. Empire says, "I just had a wild and unfortunate day." Hey, sorry, Empire. I'm sorry that happened. Daughter had a febrile seizure from a spike temp. Wow, 103. Had to take her to the ER. And how are things now? Can we do a quick round of breath work? Yes. Yes, we can. Let's do 4 rounds of 4-7-8 breath. Abigail, if you would like to try this, there's a famous doctor named Dr. Andrew Weil who swears that this is the antidote for anxiety. And this says she's better now. We're at home, and her temp was 99. Last time it was checked. Thank God. Hey, prayers, Empire. Prayers for your daughter. Prayers for your family. Man, that's so hard on a parent. Selena says, good night, Yogi Eric. Rest that body. Love and blessings to everyone here in the chat. Thank you, Selena. Thank you for hanging out all night. We're going to do a quick round of breath work for our friend MK and anyone else who would like to join in. For those who do want to join in, for those who've never done this before, we breathe in the nose for a count of 4. We hold for a count of 7. We exhale through the mouth with the tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth, our lips lightly pursed, and we blow as if we are blowing out a candle. We're not trying to see how much air we can force out. We are you want that light whoosh sound. Whoosh. Say it with me. Whoosh. You guys didn't even say it, did you? I'm not going to stop until I know for certain at least one person said whoosh. I bet you Kat said it. I bet you Selena said it too. And I bet you MK said it. I bet you all said it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we breathe in for 4, we hold for 7, we exhale through the mouth, tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth for a count of 8. Nature Guy said it. Oh, I know Nature Guy would say it. Thank you. We're going to do that for 4 rounds. So for those who wish to participate, if you close your eyes, relax. It's easy to say relax. It's not always easy to relax. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to relax. Going to relax by very lightly using the gift of our awareness. Light attention placed upon the top of the head. Just put the attention on the top of the head. Need do nothing. Just know. Top of the head. Bring the attention down to the tip of the nose. Just notice. Bring it to the jaw. Tip of the chin. Let your awareness travel down to the shoulders, all the way past the elbow to the fingertips. Notice the fingertips. Bring that same attention to the belly. Just notice how the belly rises and falls as you naturally and easily breathe in. Attention to your hips, to your knees, all the way down to your ankles and then the tip of your toes. Now bring your attention to the breath. Notice that you're breathing in, breathing out. No effort, you're just breathing. Breathing. Notice that now you're breathing through the nose, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. On our next breath in, we're going to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to hold the breath for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale through the mouth with that whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's do one more for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let the breath go. Sit quietly, relaxed, restful, aware. Letting go of all stress, all anxiety. They do not exist in this moment. But when you're ready, open your eyes. We're going to say goodnight. I will see you in the chat. It just says, going to participate in this one. I'm glad. Rebecca said, Yogi, don't forget, stressed people don't wish. Stressed people don't wish. I will stand by that statement forever, Rebecca. Adam says, hey man, I'm going to go to sleep. Going to go to a sleep clinic. Nice. So when I'm sleeping, I can go whoosh. This is a wonderful sleep breath, Evan. That was the 478 breath. It's an ancient yogic breath, but it was been repopularized. Sorry, guys. Repopularized by Dr. Andrew Weil. Nature Guy says that was amazing. Awesome. Good night, Rebecca. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being the deputy. Thanks for whooshing. Thank you all for whooshing. For those who participated in the great Tuesday night live stream whoosh, appreciate it. MK says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome. Always. All you guys ever got to do is ask. If you ever want to learn meditation, just ask. I'll teach meditation here on the live stream. I won't give you your personal mantra. I'll give you a universal mantra. Personal mantra is for you only. We don't share it with anyone. It's not because it's bad luck. It's because when something's personalized, it has deeper meaning for you. If it's casual, if you throw it around, it loses a little bit of that magic. Becca says, I'm proud to be the deputy, famous for whooshing, laughing. Good night. Good night, my friend. Nature Guy says, it really needed that more than I thought. We all need that kind of breath. Nature Guy says, I'm definitely going to need extra help sleeping tonight. Hey, Nature Guy, do you remember the Ujjayi breath? It's making that ha sound. Happy to teach you meditation. You and I are connected. So let me know when you'd like to start. I mentioned before, traditionally it's a 3-day, teaching people 3 days. I like getting right to the point. I want people meditating that day. So, Nature Guy, that Ujjayi breath becomes a meditation by itself. It's making that very light ha sound as we breathe in and out. It goes, no strain, very gentle. Doesn't have to be super loud, only you have to hear it. That will help you sleep. And if you extend your exhalation, you're laying on your back, getting ready to go to bed, breathe in for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 8, all through the nose, using that ha sound. And then I mentioned that cognitive shuffling. Pick a word randomly, and then take the first letter, and just for 10 seconds, think of whatever word comes to mind that starts with that letter. And then you go to the next letter, and the next letter, and the next letter. Scientifically proven to help people sleep. Let me know how it works for you. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. Speaking of sleep, I'm going to see everyone later. Thank you all hanging out. Thank you all for what you do. I love you guys. Take care.